So I'm just going to share with you a slideshow that I made for my project.
Awesome.
So my great-grandfather, Werner Goshorn, was born in Cincinnati, Ohio, 1916, on March 31st. His parents were Myrtle Warner and George Goshorn. He has four kids. And these are some pictures of him. So the one on the left is a picture of him when he was a landscape architect, which is what he does, which is his job. And the one on the right is a picture of him with his mother when he was a baby.
Cool.
Um, so these are some photos. The one on the left is a picture of him and his wife Ruth at their wedding with one of their daughters, Jan. And the one on the right is a photo of Warner and Ruth with their kids on a houseboat. Warner's family were actually immigrants. They immigrated from They immigrated from the United States to Germany in 1750. And Warner immigrated to Montreal in 1954. He began his life in Quebec speaking English and only high school level French. So until he spoke fluent French, he had to use a translator.
Wow.
And just a bit about his career. In 1954 to 1976, he was the first chief landscape architect for the city of Montreal. He worked on planning around 250 parks in the city of Montreal. Some of the important contributions he made to landscape architecture in Canada were: in 1965, he was the first president of Quebec Society of Landscape Architects, and in 1973, fellow of the Canadian Society of Landscape Architects. And this picture here is plans for a skating arena at a park in Montreal called Parc La Fontaine, and his education. So he went to the University of Cincinnati and graduated for geology, and went to the University of Syracuse and graduated for landscape architecture. These are some photos of the skating rink in Parc La Fontaine. The one on the left is a photo of the park, skating rink in the park while it was being constructed, and the other photo is a photo of people skating at the park once it was finished. This is another photo of the park today. I'm pretty sure you can still skate at it too. Some of the major projects that he worked on were Expo 67 in Montreal, and they actually had to build some artificial islands for that. And he also worked on the 1976 Olympic Games in Montreal, and the expo site was redeveloped for the Summer Olympic Games. This is a picture of the rowing basin, which is around in the middle of the photo, which is what Warner mostly worked on. And here are some of my research sources.
Okay, awesome. That's super cool.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll just ask you a few questions now. So first, why did you want to do your project on your great-grandfather?
Well, we started looking through some of the people who were in our family and some of the people who had cool jobs, and we found him. We found that he worked on some parks in Montreal. We started looking a bit more, and we found that he worked on all the cool stuff like Expo and Summer Olympic Games.
Yeah, that's super cool that he worked on Expo. Do you want to talk a bit more about like his role when building Parc La Fontaine and also on Expo?
Well, for Expo, he didn't really help build it. He didn't really draw the drawings. He helped like plan the drawings. Same with the park. He worked on more like where stuff was going to go, not really the structure of how stuff was going to be built.
Yeah, that's so cool. Have you ever visited Montreal and gone to the places that he worked on?
No, but I've seen a lot of pictures from there. and
Mhm.
sometime I do want to go there.
Yeah, definitely. That would be really cool to like go to a place and know that like your relative worked on it and helped
Yeah.
made it happen. So where did you get most of your information from about?
Well, we asked some of his kids for most of our information, and then we also got some from the City of Montreal archives.
Oh, cool. Like all the photos that are on your board?
Yeah, that and a bit of information too.
Cool. What impact do you think that your great grandfather had on Canadian history?
Well, I think he really had like big projects he worked on, like
Mhm.
planning some of the biggest events in that time. Like Expo, it was like one of the biggest worldwide events at that time. And the Summer Olympic Games were pretty big too.
Do you know if he like always wanted to become an architect or like
I'm not sure. I think he kind like when he was a kid, he kind of did.
mhm. And then um like did you get any inspiration from learning about his life as an architect?
Yeah.
So are you also planning on going to architecture or
That would be a cool job.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, being able to like plan the city you live in. I feel like that's really cool.
Yeah.
Um, do you know if he like ran into any challenges during his career as an architect?
Um, I'm not really sure. I don't think so though.
Oh, okay, cool. Um, so now we can move on to a bit more about like your experience in heritage fairs. So I heard that is this like your first heritage fair project that you did?
Yes. I actually made it last year, but we didn't do the Heritage Fair last year, so.
Yeah, how did you feel about the process of like researching and creating your board?
Um, I don't know. I thought it was pretty fun, like finding all the information, and there's a lot of cool pictures to look at.
Mhm, yeah, definitely. I see that you have like a lot of pictures on your board, so that's really nice. Um, so if you could ask him like one question about his life or find out more about one part of his life, what do you think it would be?
Um, probably, I don't know, probably something about his job, like what it
Mhm,
was like being an architect and like working on planning stuff.
mhm, yeah, yeah. Do you have like a certain project that he worked on that you're most interested in?
I'm not sure. The expo was pretty cool.
Yeah, the whole artificial islands. I feel like that would be such like a cool thing to plan, like build a whole island. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And there was like some really weird buildings on the island too.
Oh, what kind of buildings?
Well, they were like not permanent, but there were some really cool ones. They were like odd shapes. There
Oh,
were like ones. So some of them were made out of glass. Some of them were like super tall. Some of them were like really long, and they
mhm.
had like cool shapes on them.
Yeah, yeah, that's super cool. So were they like torn down after the expo was over or?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure most of them are still there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
and the artificial islands are like still there as well?
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So when you were like trying to find like sources, like images from the archives, um, how did you like figure out if these sources were reputable, like if you could trust them?
Um, well, most of them, my mom kind of looked at them and she kind of helped me figure out which ones we should use and stuff.
Mhm. Yeah. Was it difficult to like research about your great grandfather and find these?
It wasn't actually that difficult because there was a lot, like a fair amount of websites that had stuff about him.
Cool. Yeah, that's super cool. So what do you think was like the most challenging part of making your project?
Probably, um, I don't know, maybe probably trying to um like choose what images and research to
Mhm.
use because we had a lot of images and research to
Um,
use.
what skills do you think you learned from doing this project that will help you in the future?
Um, about planning stuff and um like how stuff is planned and working on it.
Mhm. Yeah, and um, do you feel like you have like a deeper connection to your family now that you've learned so much? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's super great. I think it's really cool that you have like this relative who worked on so many projects that you can probably still go see and you can see like the lasting impact of your family in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool. Um, so is there anything else you would like to share?
Um, I don't think so.
Okay. Um, Then I think we'll wrap it up now. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed listening to your project. And you can check out your full presentation, your video on the BC Heritage Fair website.
All right.
Thank you so much, Gemma.
Thank you for listening.